We're closing out the first hour with a non-title tag team match involving the lightning fast Tony Dangerous and the Hurricane as they go into a non-title matchup against Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood, the reigning Rage Tag Team Champions.
Tony and the Hurricane together? That sounds promising.
The next non-title tag team match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, first, weighing 224 pounds, here is the Hurricane.
Well, it was about 5 weeks ago, give or take, that Tony Dangerous announced to the public that he would be bringing in some help, and I guess here it is. We've seen him and the Mighty Molly joining forces in a mixed tag match, and tonight it's Hurricane Helms in the same corner as the lightning fast one, facing Wilcox and Hollywood in this non-title matchup. And you gotta be impressed with this pair of superheroes.
I am impressed with this pair of superheroes. They're actually very talented, especially Tony Dangerous.
His partner, from Statinopolis, weighing 196 pounds, the lightning fast, Tony Dangerous.
Former international champion, former cruiserweight champion. Oh, Tony Dangerous has basically done it all. The lightning fast one joining forces with Hurricane Helms in this non-title matchup with Wilcox and Hollywood. Gotta question their odds against the Rage Tag Team Champions.
What you got here is a pair of very fast, very high-flying guys. And that means they are a match for Wilcox and Hollywood. I really can't call a winner here. I would love to see Tony and the Hurricane pick up the win. It's a non-title match. I mean, the belts aren't on the line or anything.
Tony Dangerous and the Hurricane go. We have seen them once before, and they definitely gel as a team.
Their opponents, joined at ringside by Faye Crawford, at a combined weight of 445 pounds, the RWL Rage Tag Team Champions, Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood.
They did this once before. Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood, along with Faye Crawford, dancing their way to the ring to Pico and Sepulveda, a classic from the old days. It must be an idea of Oliver Hollywood's. He is a resident of the Los Angeles area, so he would be familiar with the intersection of Pico and Sepulveda.
It's a play on the team name, Wilcox and Hollywood. It definitely sounds like an intersection in Los Angeles, doesn't it?
It's a total non sequitur, I know, but I can't help but wonder if Oliver Hollywood is a fan of the Dr. Demento radio program. He would have definitely heard that song there.
If he ain't a fan of Dr. Demento, I definitely am. I've been listening to his show since the 1970s.
I'm not a regular listener, but I know that Weird Al Yankovic's career launched at the hands of the Dr. Demento show. Alright, it'll be Hurricane Helms and the Cocoa Beach Wonderkin Tommy Wilcox starting off this tag team matchup. Non-title, but wow, the potential here. Unbelievable as Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. They come center ring. Wilcox opens up with a couple of rights and a left to the Hurricane and an uppercut that takes him quickly down to the canvas. Tommy Wilcox catches a right from Tony Dangerous and winds up out on the floor. The high-risk maneuver not happening. Wilcox rolls back into a running knee from the Hurricane. The Hurricane goes into an abdominal stretch on Tommy Wilcox. Wilcox retaliates with a couple of shots. Look at those head scissors and drops the Hurricane right on the top of his crown. Wilcox with a Russian leg sweep on the Hurricane. Now into an armbar. The Cocoa Beach Wonderkin firmly in control of the Hurricane. As he steps up, look at this, the Hurricane goes behind on him, gets a hold of him, delivers the shot to the back, whips him to the corner before he can make the tag. Wilcox counters with an elbow, locks up the Hurricane. Sets him up. Fisherman suplex with a pin. 1, 2. A near fall this early on. Wow. Tommy Wilcox flips the Hurricane over, sets him up, and stomps the side of his head. before beating it out of town and turning it over to Oliver Hollywood. The Fairfield Fox hot off this win just a little bit ago with Jody Vorak and cheering on the Rage Tag Team Champions, including her fellow Tommy Wilcox. A beautiful tilt-a-whirl Hurricane Rana from Hollywood. He seems to have the Hurricane's number. This team certainly does. A stomp to the back of the head of Hurricane Helms. And a running knee to the side of the head. Hollywood off the top rope moonsault, beautifully executed. And the Hurricane beats it out of town looking for a retreat. There isn't one. Look at this. Tommy Wilcox over the top rope, barreling into the Hurricane. As referee Walt Rothburn initiates the count, another driving knee into the back from Oliver Hollywood to the Hurricane. Hollywood gathers him up, pitches him towards the barricades, doesn't quite make it. Faye Crawford giving the boys a wide berth here as the Hurricane begins to take a serious beating at the hands of Oliver Hollywood. A quick counter from the Hurricane, though, and rolled back into the ring. Tommy Wilcox catches it from the Hurricane. Low gut run suplex on the outside. Tony Dangerous catches a drop kick from Oliver Hollywood. The Hurricane, the legal man in the ring, makes his way on second thought. He doesn't make his way back in. Off the top rope moonsault from 10 feet above to the Hurricane. Wow. Oliver Hollywood really showing out here. Misses with the knee. The Hurricane just a step too fast, and there's a running drop kick. Tommy Wilcox finally back up on his feet and back to his tag corner. The Hurricane playing mind games with Oliver Hollywood and Tommy Wilcox. A hard right, followed up with an enziguri to the head. Down goes Tommy Wilcox to the outside as Oliver Hollywood makes it back inside. Hollywood slammed down with a spine buster from the Hurricane. Hurricane Helms goes into a leg lock on Oliver Hollywood. Disengages the hold as the Hurricane takes it over to his corner and tags in the lightning fast one, Tony Dangerous. Tony locks it up with Hollywood. Hollywood whips him to the ropes, and whoa, what a drop kick right there. A flipping drop kick, wow. A clothesline takes Tony Dangerous out onto the floor. Hollywood rebounds off the rope, and whoa. He's not a superhero, but he certainly did do some flying there, and there's another moonsault on the outside as referee Walt Rothburn again initiates the count here. Hollywood rolls Tony Dangerous back inside the ring. Takes the long way home for himself. Tony Dangerous misses Tommy Wilcox, who just sidesteps him. But he's going to go out on the apron after Wilcox. Look at this here. Sends him out a DDT on the lip of the apron. Oliver Hollywood makes his way back inside the ring. Goes after Hurricane Helms and gets countered with a forearm. Tony Dangerous still taking the very, very long way home. A drop kick takes the Hurricane down to the floor as Tony Dangerous finally makes his way back inside the ring. Charges a Hurricane Rana to Oliver Hollywood. A kick to the side. The lightning fast one. Looking for a direction here. Decides he's just going to show off to the fans. And why not? Tommy Wilcox watching as Oliver Hollywood catches a DDT from Tony Dangerous. You know that Cocoa Beach Wonderkin would love to be in that ring right now. Tony Dangerous misses that high-risk move as Hollywood turns his attention to the Hurricane. Slams his head into the apron, turns his attention back to Tony Dangerous. Gathers him up over the shoulder, takes a walk with him, and smashes his head into the lip of the apron. Oliver Hollywood pretty dominant at this point in the matchup. Tony Dangerous doesn't quite make it back inside the ring. Oliver Hollywood makes his own way back inside. Here comes Tony Dangerous, and quickly, well, look at this. What a tilt-a-whirl into an armbar from Tony Dangerous. Oliver Hollywood escapes the hold, gets a hold of Tony, escorts him towards the far right corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Oliver Hollywood seating Tony Dangerous on the top turnbuckle. This is going to be bad. There's a hard right. Hollywood takes himself up to the top rope, joins Tony Dangerous. Look at this right here. Whoa! Unbelievable. What a slam off the top rope from Oliver Hollywood. Hollywood winds up the arm on Tony Dangerous. Delivers an arm snap. Follows that up with a stomp to the leg. Wilcox and Hollywood very dominant in this matchup against the Hurricane and Tony Dangerous. From behind goes Hollywood. Gets both arms. And oh my goodness, knees right to the head. Oh my. A kick to the back. Hollywood quickly going for a pin. One. Only a one. Tony Dangerous still with far too much energy. A driving knee to the side of the head from Hollywood. Oliver Hollywood snaps in a heel hook stretch on the lightning fast one. Disengages the hold. Gathers Tony Dangerous up to a standing position. Gets a hold of the trunks. He's measuring the distance, but whoa! A quick counter from Tony Dangerous. A suplex Oliver Hollywood didn't mean to catch. Hollywood with a rising knee right to the head of the lightning fast one, who tags in the Hurricane. Hollywood blocks it up with Hurricane Helms. Goes behind on him, one arm suplex that sends him flipping. There's a stomp to the leg. A counter from the Hurricane, quickly back up on his feet. A couple of hard rights. Gets a hold of Hollywood and whoa! One arm slams him. The superheroes starting to turn the tide here. Tommy Wilcox and Oliver Hollywood starting to lose a little bit of momentum. Hollywood rounds up the Hurricane, whips him to his team's corner. He's going to take this one on his own. Sits the Hurricane up the same way he done Tony Dangerous. There's a hard right. And the Hurricane about to go for a ride he was not counting on. Wilcox and Hollywood. Whoa, look at this. A beautiful flipping slam again from Oliver Hollywood. Might have hurt himself in the process on that one. Oliver Hollywood indicating to the fans that he's perfectly okay. Tony Dangerous makes it in on the tag. Charges a Hurricane Rana to Oliver Hollywood. Hollywood rolls out. Tony Dangerous. Whoa, what a bulldog off the middle rope. Another Hurricane Rana from the lightning fast one. Oliver Hollywood tags in the Cocoa Beach Wonderkin Tommy Wilcox. Wilcox with a hard right and another and a left and another right. Locks it up with Tony. Escorting Tony Dangerous towards the ropes. On the left side of the ring, there's a hard right hand. Turns Tony around and chokes him with the top rope. The Cocoa Beach Wonderkin turning things around for his team. Tony Dangerous whip to the ropes. Here's a duck under. Wilcox with, oh, what a slap right across the face of Tony Dangerous. Wilcox with a diving elbow off the top rope. Goes for the pin center ring with the Hurricane right there to break it up. Hurricane Helms very fast. Tony Dangerous counters with an elbow that doubles over Wilcox. A hard right, a left, another right, and a standing dropkick that takes him down. He turns his attention to Oliver Hollywood. Hollywood counters him. Tony Dangerous hits him with another right and another, but whoa, look at this. There's another enziguri taking Hollywood out to the floor as Tommy Wilcox pitches the Hurricane into the barricades. Tony Dangerous again counters with elbows to the midsection of Tommy Wilcox. Wilcox catches a kick to the midsection. Tony Dangerous, whoa, whoa, whoa. Man, he just bent him over like a bow. Here's a cover. 1, 2. I don't believe Wilcox got out of that pin. Tony Dangerous with that dangerous measures maneuver up the top rope there, misses with the splash. Oh, he hurt himself. Oh, he definitely hurt himself. That was a mistake. A costly one. As Tommy Wilcox starts to tune up the bend, there's a super kick right to the chin. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3, and oh, just like that, this one's all over. Wilcox and Hollywood picking up the win by pinfall.
Here's the time, 11 minutes, 48 seconds, and your winners, Wilcox and Hollywood.
It was all going pretty good for Tony and the Hurricane. Then he took the risk and it didn't pay off. Must have knocked the wind out of him because he never got his act back together.
It most certainly did not. Tony Dangerous right here on this high risker crashes and burns knocked the wind out of himself, allowing Tommy Wilcox to set up the super kick in the corner. Well, Tony Dangerous was recovering, and there it is, the shot to the chin that put out the lights for the lightning fast one.
And ladies and gentlemen, that takes care of the first half of tonight's RWL Rage. Stick around because the second half is going to be just as good, if not better.
And we'll be back with the second half of tonight's RWL Rage right after this.